Hey guys! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This is Sunshine 21, and I'll be doing a rundown. So, um, this will be in Tagalog. So, we, uh, okay, so I'm not probably not. So it's gonna be mixed, depending on what my reaction will be. So I'm gonna give you like my opinions, my thoughts. So people are saying that some champions will be nerfed and affected by this thing, but of course we're not gonna be focusing on indirect nerfs and indirect buffs, champions and items, because out of every champion that's going to be nerfed, one will rise up again. So let's see here. Let's start off with the champions first. So we have Anivia. Anivia is going to get nerfed slightly with the ultimate. The mana cost will be extremely higher because it's a lot easier to pull off the combo with the frostbite frostbite R combo or the glacial storm frostbite combo. It's a lot easier to do it now than before. That's why they have to increase the mana cost for activating the spell and the over time that you use it. So at earlier levels, but then the following duration of the ultimate at later levels, it doesn't really matter anyway. So they increase it by, yeah, by 10 for the early level. Azir's will have a slight nerf. This is like a nerf, but not really though. So to be honest with you, like Arise can no longer spend charges to directly damage a tower. So this particular type of nerf is okay because why? He has that in the first place, I don't know. But right now, the reason why they nerfed it is because they actually fixed something on the mages. Like now, mages can actually do a lot of shit ton of damage with their AP scaling onto turrets. So just imagine if Azir has the ability to actually deal more ability damage, like with the Arise with W onto the towers. He'll be like shredding the towers so faster than the Ziggs. The Zig has the ability to blow up a tower like shit from a distance. And Emperor's Divide, 3 seconds at all stacks and will no longer give the enemy a buff. The enemy no longer give the enemy like the team a movement speed bonus. Now, to be fair though, there are some crucial times when this particular type of passive ability on the ultimate, once activated, is good because after the Emperor's Divide, you want to be able to go back in sometimes. So having that there actually is a good thing. So, but still though, because the Emperor's Divide is being used somewhat like an insect maneuver, or rather the that's why I call that an insect, right? So it's like an insect thing, so that's the reason why. So next up we have Corki. Corki is we'll have the AD Corki will have somewhat like a buff. AD Corki, which is the Triforce Corki, which is still good with Corki by the way, because technically the Missile Barrage doesn't have good AD scaling. Now it does. It has 1.0 AD scaling. So if you're building pure AD, you'll be doing let's see. If you have 400, you'll deal 400 AoE damage plus the AP that if you have any AP scaling, which is the Triforce doesn't give that anymore, but still, Corki still does a lot of AT shit damage. Echo. This is tough. If you look at closely here, the passive is longer now. It's like if the cooldown on the passive is longer, 5 seconds. The reason is actually that stuff like fucking hell yes. When this is like a good idea to begin with because some champions will have longer cooldowns on their passives. To be fair, but this should like This should the problem with this is that this shouldn't be the case all the time. Like passive on Z drive resonance 5 seconds, of course it's gonna hit the earlier time, but at later levels where Echo Tank Echo would probably be able to at least deal Z drive resonance on each team member during a team fight, but it doesn't matter. So having this like 3 seconds at later levels and 5 seconds at early levels would be a better nerf for him because the thing with Z drive resonance is that it's also a key component with the assassin mage echo. So it's important for him. Why it's gonna hit both with the passive being dwindled like this. The Time Winder AP ratios and the Chrono Break AP ratios has significantly been improved by zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.2 respectively. However, their base damage is lower, which means that they are actually trying to give Echo somewhat like, hey, this is a mage assassin, not a tank. There we go. Parallel convergence lower down the stun duration, just like what happened to Xerath's stun, which was the longer the stun, it was supposed to be 2 point something. It's like it's at the very edge of the stun from the static orb that Xerath releases. This is like a one hit stun, which is kind of cool. But now it's like it's not really that great with Xerath, so yeah. So what I think about this particular change is that echo will still be painful. The problem is that understanding the Z drive resonance, just limitations is that once you hit this, if you're being ganked by two people, you have to make sure that you hit the first Z drive resonance on the front target. And you can change target and activate your Z drive resonance on a different one while still hitting the same target with the other. Remember also that the cooldown, once there's the orb, you're actually dealing more AP damage there. So there we go. Time Winder, hopefully they would improve. Yeah, probably this is good. It's just okay. 'Cause it's doing a lot of shit damage anyway. So Chrono Break. This is the part where 1.5 AP ratio. Holy shit! If you're building like who has something like that damage in the game, probably Nunu, but he has like 2.2 per 250% AP ratio on his ultimate at full stack. It depends on how much he has already covered. But yeah, anyways, so down with the it's not really a nerf, rather it's a fix on his gameplay because he was overpowered to begin with. It's like this will fix this will definitely fix Echo, and hopefully Echo will be used as a mage. Holy shit. Now back let's go to Eloy. Eloy. So come on and slam. Welcome to the jam. So they should put like Eloy with the basketball. He has carrying the the Space Jam ball that has the tentacles that absorbs talents. That would be a good thing there. But anyways, tentacle smash. Now, when you upgrade the ability, now tentacles deal 30% more damage. So it has a base damage, but this time it just increases the damage overall. So it just increases the damage based on your attack damage. So get it. So you're actually getting it. So you have improve your damage. You actually increase the damage of the tentacle smash. Next one is because to be honest with you, if you build tank Eloy, you're not gonna be building a lot of AD. So building AD ratios is a bad thing, but increasing the percentage damage while building while you're building like Sterak's gauge, which increases your base damage again, because Illaoi has one of the highest AD starting damage in the game, which scales up really significantly. I don't remember the numbers, but it's actually really good and high. Harsh Lesson. Harsh Lesson has a better AD scaling. No, actually, no, it's a nerf. 1.0 to AD ratio plus 2, 3, 4, 5. Maximum health damage now. And then the 2.2 and plus 2% per 100 attack damage. So if you have 400 attack damage, then you could probably do a Fiora onto someone with harsh lesson. It has a very short cooldown too, so that's not bad. And Test of Spirit no longer decays over the duration. And hmm, no longer decays over duration. Hmm. I don't think I get. Whew, it's like the brain is actually hurting with this one. No longer decays over the duration. Ah, okay, so it never decays. So it's giving you like once you're completely slowed by 1.5, so you're slowed. That's it. You're completely slowed down. So with this, Eloy will become more viable. But the main problem with Eloy is that he has such a huge problem with CC. The reason why people use go for tank top is that they need like damage, but Illaoi is somewhat like a hybrid type of champion that doesn't deal damage, but it's attack, and it doesn't have CEC. Like if the difference between him and Garen is that Garen has silence for at least silence, and it doesn't depend on mana. Illaoi is like depending on mana, and there's a lot of things that they need to consider with him. Like if he was to face with a Maokai, Maokai would probably deal a lot of damage to her. But still, I don't want to be a bummer here, but hopefully Illaoi will become a better suited champion. Hopefully not too overpowered, because to be honest with you, if they actually increase his abilities to do a lot of damage to tanks, they might shred the he might shred the tanks. That's a problem. The probability that I am thinking is that his tank shredding abilities is not good. That's why hence harsh lesson is actually harsh lesson is given a buff rather. So this is actually really good for him. Her gives her more steroids on her muscles. Next up, we have Jax. Of course, this is something like a new thing, but before it has this ability like it's similar to the old Rage Blade. Oh no, no, it's still the same Rage Blade. So after the whole thing decays with the passive, it goes away, right? Now it gives the ability for the Relentless Assault to decay once every, depending on the number of, like they should do this in every champion, by the way. Like Ash, when she tries to get the 5 stacks, so her Q does more damage. Once you, because you cannot find any other champion, especially Ezreal with the with his passive, which increases its uh, Ezreal increases his attack speed by point something, point one, 110% every time he hits a target with a magic spell. So the same thing should happen with those champions if this is to happen to Jax. This will definitely improve Jax's jungling phase because he doesn't have to rewind and stack up the Relentless Assault. Okay, so this is the part where they actually fixed Kindred. The mark of Kindred has the marks now, you will probably have an idea. So 0 to 2 marks, Rift Scuttlers. Okay, so you have 2 marks. If you have 2 marks, or 0 to 2 marks, the Rift Scarters or the Razor Beaks on the enemy side. So it's either going to be 3. Then, if you have 3 to 4 marks, the Krugs, Razor Beaks, and the Merc Wolves. And then 5 to 7, Blue Sentinel, Red Rumblebacks, Rift Herald, and the Elemental Dragon. So Blue Sentinels now can actually can be marked now. So the blue buffs can be marked. This is like a bad idea for Kindred because you actually, if it's smart, you probably need to give it to. We'll do the same thing with the Rift Herald and the, who knows. Elemental Dragons, yeah, and the Baron Nashner and the Elder Dragon at 7 and up stacks. So yeah, they actually and then they nerfed her Dance of Arrows because it is. To be honest with you, if this is like because at later games he keeps dancing around like a fucking bunny every 2 seconds, inside the zone, the wolf zone. Bounties increase Dance of Arrows damage per 5 stack, uncapped. So basically, wow, if you marked someone, he will be dealing more damage. They will be dealing more damage onto that target, but I don't know how this will work. So hopefully it gives a better idea. And Mounting Dread, slow is 50%, which is okay, and the base damage is nerfed. This is just the base damage, but the overall damage he does anyway is still really good. The 50% slow will actually really kick hard onto the Kindred because at least 60% or 55 would do, but 50 but from like a 20% damage slow deduction for the E, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Definitely hurt. So I think this will definitely not be too, not gonna be bad, not gonna be, not, it's not gonna be as bad as we think it would be. Hopefully they fix the reload time, like the lock system. So Kindred is still a very viable champion thanks to the Razor Blade and the new items. So definitely, I have been using Kindred a lot lately, and they are definitely worth the using still. But the early game is just really hurt, so it's like really spacked. So we have right now Lucian no longer procs Hurricane. That's a bad sign. So yeah, this is like Hurricane. This is something like they should. It's still an auto attack. What the fuck? Okay, so Light Slinger is it's not really nerfed. It's like probably a bug fix that they did, but it's a bug that is actually really good. So the second is an auto attack that procs or does on hit effect damage. So piercing light's range and the ardent blaze range is reduced by 200 and 100 units respectively. This will also the 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 damage as well is nerfed for the piercing light, and the visuals are improved. So the visuals gonna be better for this one, I think. So, but I think about this is that it's gonna definitely hurt Lucian's laning phase, like, but still at the late game and mid game and the team fights and all of the skirmishing that's gonna happen within the whole thing. Lucian is still powerful. What really hurt Lucian before was the auto attack range damage, range he that has to work with before. That really hurt him. But now since they don't want to do that, piercing lights, just a lane, they just want to fix up the laning phase because at least giving Lucian a weakness throughout the whole game. And since they don't want to really hurt the Korean illusion build yet. So unless they get rid of the black lever or fix that item, um, definitely something else. Next up we have Maokai Arcane Smash. Now the cooldown is significantly higher at early levels. So right, but they improved the base. No, actually, no, they actually nerfed him. That's nice. The nerf are three. So the health regeneration and the regen growth is significantly declined for Maokai. So and the Q arcane smashes them. So this will definitely lower down the win rate by a couple of notches down. But still, the most important part with the Maokai as a Maokai player is how to do the twisted advance with timing it right. Because there's a lot of skills that you can actually avoid with a twisted advance. So this is one's a good one. So movement speed bonus increase for while moving towards visible enemy champions within 1,400 range, which is ridiculously a huge nerf for Prowl. Um, so if you got hit by one of the spears or any ability that Nidalee has, Nidalee should be able to at least move towards you like really quick with Prowl. So it's not supposed to be like the movement speed is going to be taken away at 500, 550. She significantly moves faster, slowly as she moves towards you. The problem is that she just moves really fast towards you, and then she has the ability to bounce away real quick. That's the thing. So at 1,400 range, that's almost a similar range as the range for jumping towards you. So that definitely hurts her movement when trying to gank. And also, bounce, reset targets on kill, stacks per level now. So there we go. Rise, overload, and desperate power cooldowns has been nerfed. So it's 50 seconds to all ranks. So that's gonna be goodbye to SKT skin. Rise and overload, which is 60. The damage has been nerfed at just the base damage is nerfed significantly. So it's the ultimate part that really sucks. That's gonna lower down Rise's ability. So you have only a limited number of spells that you can cast, and you want to make sure that you can recast it again. So you probably need to build a bit of more cooldown, reach 45% cooldown reduction, and Desperate Power will be available after a couple of seconds after team fights or during team fights. So here we go, Swain, Decryptify. Hmm, let's see here. Slight nerf with this one. Decryptify is like the Q, um, like Malevolent Visions, but this one gives you like a added damage whenever Swain is actually doing lots of abilities. Ravenous Flock, his ultimate base heal against champions has been nerfed. We incorrectly stated last patch that Ravenous Flock's healing scales with zero point 0.1 ability power. It's actually 0.121, 0.12. Ah, see there, that 0.02 is actually does matter because Swain is AP. You have to consider that. He builds AP. Shit, that's a big no-no. But still though, Swain is back and seeing him in the LCS top lane Swain not good, but the mid lane Swain really good. It's actually during team fights Swain is nearly unkillable, somewhat similar to a Maokai. The only difference is that this is more of a selfish type, not a more of a team fighting type guy. Not right, like a team benefiting type guy. His zoning is where he is. Unlike with Talia, his zoning is different. Which reminds me, this champion is really good right now if you have the ability to actually, if you like playing champions that stands and has snares and likes birds, Swain is for you. Speaking of birds, we have Talia, which is a champion that I played earlier this past few days. Her this particular um this particular champion has some problems because first she sucks hard. She sucks really hard. It's like aside from the damage that the damage spike that you have at level two, if you if you do not go for the threaded volley Q early, she's really good. Like her EW combo, if you pull it off, max for um untethered max if you hit four boulders is really nice. And with the Thunderlord proc, that should give you a ton of damage onto like any mid laner that gets hit. So if you do the combo, but that's something else that's gonna be all skill and that's gonna be dependent. So another problem that I found with Ali is that she does struggle with minions when it comes to her Q. So they actually fixed it. So Threaded Volley now, before with the hot fix, they actually fixed up the mana cost and the workaround patch. So it's 140 seconds. I actually felt that because when I started with her, she sucked so hard that her threaded the workarounds took so long to get to go away. So now Threaded Volley had deals additional 50% extra damage on minions. So it's kind of like hopefully they probably should put it at around 100% onto just regular minions so that it's a lot easier to farm away because you cannot actually like use threaded volley all the time. There's a certain level of damage anyway, so you just put it 100% and it deals significantly less damage to champions anyway because you have to have magic penetration for this. um, I built Talia magic pen, so and also the base health increase, so there we go, that 20 health for ignite. There you go. So plasma fusion. The slow duration is higher. Oh my goodness. Problem. They are trying to force Vel'Koz. Life form disintegration ray. The base damage is lower. However, enemies that stay in the beam accumulate a stack of organic disintegration for every zero point 0.7 seconds, up to 3 stacks. Enemies that become research during life form disintegration will take 2 damage for the remainder of the duration. So this particular ability now deals the stacks for the research, like the life form disintegration, organic deconstruction. Um, So as long as you're inside it during the entire 3 second duration of the beam, you're gonna be taking a lot of true damage, especially if you're earlier during the time when you already took the first 3 hits, and she does the laser onto you, like you're practically toast. I've seen a lot of plays like that. Next we have Zed. So the shurikens has been nerfed a bit. Not really nerf. I think this is the thing about Zen is that the second shuriken's damage is significantly less before. Now, even though they lower down the base damage and the the AD ratios, the second shuriken or the additional shurikens is gonna be 75% the same damage. So if you're really good with Zed, you can probably pull off a double shuriken damage and boom, it's all fixed up. It's just like a buff. Definitely a buff. Yep, it's above for Zed. Ari's her skins will be better, not really matters. Star Surge. When destroyed by Yasuo's Windwall and Brahm's E, Star Surge's central core now visual disperses rather than instantly vanishing. Star Surge now properly stuns Braum when blocked E with Unbreakable. Here are some skins. Bewitching Nidalee. Wow. This is her old skin. That's her old skin. That's the old skin. That's the old skin. See that? That's the old skin. Their boobs are like. Now look at this. She looks more of the Wilma from the Flintstone. Oh, this is one's like holy shit. That's good. This one's cute though. This is a Chinese version, which is also good. And yeah, I liked it. I like it. I like it. So next up, we start with the items now. So item motive swiftness lower down. Okay, 35% attack speed. This is a buff for AD carries, especially for because this one will not give you more swiftness now. I think my favorite AD carry, which is my favorite AD carry now is Jin, so it increases his damage. There we go. Triforce. So the build path is now different, my friends. It's cheaper. You just need a Fange, a Sheen, of course, but this time a Stinger. A Stinger. You know a Stinger? Yeah, it turns into a static shiv and stuff like that, right? And rapid fire cannon. So the Stinger is there, but what is lost? So you would lose critical damage, critical chance, but it will increase the attack speed by 40% this time, and the cooldown reduction is 20%. Now, if you think about it, this is really good. 20% additional cooldown reduction is like giving Jax for the champions that needed cooldown reduction with Q. Ezreal is gonna use this again. So yeah. So probably Stinger's abilities also apply the damage onto the whole thing. Stinger, this is a like a under indirect nerf, a direct nerf to attack speed Azir because you can start with a Stinger and Azir's really fast, so they nerf it to 35%, but the base gold is 110, 1,100 gold now. My goodness, my throat. So the gold value or the gold efficiency for this item has significantly dropped for Azir. Um, but total overall cost for the national is still the same. Um, because it's still really powerful for Azir anyway. So it's only 3,000 gold, and he can. And with end, it's actually really powerful now. Recurve bow, Negatron cloak, and dagger, and 480 gold. So it's cost efficient now because it's give you 2,500 and you can have this wits end item at a very good cost, which is really good at early games and mid game. So especially for Warwick. So lunar level shop and skins for the LNR. So yep, there you go. So overall, I think this um I forgot to talk about the new tabby. I'm so sorry. Damage reduction, 12% reduction. So there's the three boots that were nerfed. Triforce is fucking strong. Sticker is nerfed, and Wit's End is buffed for mid game. Dynamic Q, they're still improving it. Is shit for higher tier champs. So that's a lot. There's a lot of people that I know that are higher tier that have quit because of the whole fiasco. Good on you, Riot. Good on you. So I'm gonna get there. So thank you so much for watching this video. So tell me more. Who's your favorite champion and will it be affected by the nerfs and buffs of this thing? Leave a comment, guys. And once again, my name is Unsane21, and this is all brought to you by my Riot's Charizard. So, yep. Bye bye.